Hey everybody, MichaelBtheGameGenie here. You guys know I'm a huge fan of Arcade1Up, but even I have to admit sometimes they release some products that completely miss the mark. That's why on today's video, we're going to be talking about some dead Arcade1Up product lines. So that's right guys, today we're going to be talking about dead Arcade1Up product lines, or Arcade1Up products you won't see them make any more of. I want to say thank you so much everybody for tuning in. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, please go ahead and subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that YouTube jazz that will help me out. So that's right guys, today we're going to be talking about Arcade1Up products you're not going to see them make any more of. You guys know, if you've been following this product line for as long as I have, that every now and then Arcade1Up tries to appeal to different segments of the market or bring in new fans. So they'll throw shit at the wall and see what sticks. We're coming out with new products at different price points to see if they can bring new fans in. And a lot of times these products are one and done. We'll never see any more because they completely fail for one reason or another. So on today's video, we're going to highlight some of these products, take a look at them, say what we think of them, and probably the reason they failed and why they're not coming back anymore. As a precursor, I do want to say that this only relates to Arcade1Up products that were actually released. So if you go back to the great CES video that Retro Ralph did touring the booth a couple of years ago, you saw these Coleco minis, as well as some mini home consoles, TV and all. Those products never officially came out from Arcade1Up. They never made it to public for consumption, so we can't consider them for this list. So guys, the first culprit that we have to discuss on today's video is the Arcade1Up Pac-Man and Mega Man HDMI game console wireless controller. I remember I made a video way back when these were first announced and I completely dogged this. I didn't understand who it was for or why they were coming out with them, and I said it was going to be an epic failure, and unfortunately I was right. I may have been a little harsh, but my prognosis was exactly right on the money. So guys, I don't relish being right about this at all. I feel terrible. Like, you always want these products to do well and think there's somebody out there. And of course, if you're a big Arcade1Up fan, you want them to grow the brand because that means maybe they can make more cabinets and we can get more weird and unique shit that we want. Maybe we'll get a Journey cabinet, Wacko, Robotron 2084. You know, we want Arcade1Up to be successful for this reason. But anyways, they needed someone on their staff to look at this and tell them, this ain't it, chief. They also had the Mega Man console, which we're going to pop up now. And this was the first time, really, that Arcade1Up was making a product that was focusing solely on console games, and it had the Mega Man games. Now, most people, anybody alive, could have had Mega Man Legacy off Steam on their computer for like $6 on sale most of the time, or on your Switch or other consoles. So there was definitely other ways to already play this on the TV, which was already going against it. But it just... the fact that really killed me about this was the horrible controller they came out with, this horrible boomerang type device that they tried to include. And I mean, for playing retro games, specifically console games, your movements have to be so precise. Mega Man is a little bit more forgiving than other series, but like, I was so concerned about this controller and how it would perform, and based on all the reviews, I never got one myself because they weren't available here in Canada, but the controllers didn't hold up very well. These came out, it was one and done. They released them. They're on sale now. You can pick them up for $29.99. Price point was also a factor on the success of these, I think. I think their idea was these were going to compete with the AtGames Blast consoles, really to go head to head against them in their own version, and a very low introductory price point introduction for fans to the Arcade1Up ecosystem. But overall, it just failed. And then there's also the thing that we don't talk about, is that it was open for you to bring your own ROMs, which is the thing Arcade1Up was so hesitant to do. So very strange choice that you could bring your own ROMs, shitty controller, high price point, and unfortunately, this product failed. Next up, guys, is a product we all know and have all made fun of nonstop since it came out, and that is the Pac-Man Giant Joystick Plug and Play. Very much like the Plug and Play controllers, except you get this giant, ridiculous joystick. Many people may remember when this was first announced at CES 2020, and the infamous Retro Ralph I don't know what you would call it, a fellatio video with the stick that caused them to change the look of the joystick itself, as they thought it was inappropriate to be pushing Pac-Man's mouth towards your crotch. Basically, that killed the product right there. So guys, the Pac-Man Giant Joystick plug and play. I will tell you, I actually own one of these. I bought one because over Christmas they went on clearance. In fact, they've been on clearance for almost what feels like a full year now, with retailers here in Canada trying to sell them from $50 down to TSC even had them at $19.99 at one point. They're on TSC right now for $49.93 final clearance. Keep watching because sometimes they'll even pop down again. Like I said, it was even $20 at one point. But guys, it's only available currently from QVC, and what I've been told from all retailers is that this product is in its final stages and will be discontinued. Like I said, I've had this product personally, and I can tell you I am not a fan of it. There's a bunch of problems. For one reason, I bought it just so I could do these stupid, Game & Watch videos where I actually play it and share my opinion. And I thought it'd be fun to do it myself, or even play with my daughter and let you guys watch me try it out myself. But I can't get the thing to work with my Elgato capture device for some reason. Now, I know my Elgato capture device is about 9 years old and I should probably upgrade, and that would help, but I just couldn't get it to work through the capture device, so I couldn't even record gameplay or even stream it. So for me, it just killed all my interest. In fact, I have a second one, which is the Atari Giant Joystick, and I've just never taken it out of the box because I had so much problems with the Pac-Man one. The other one is the controls just don't work right. I don't know what it is, the Bluetooth or the connection that they're using between the actual box with the batteries and the receiver itself. There seems to be delays, or it just doesn't control well. This was a miss, and it's a shame too, because it is such a stupid, fun party idea. Again, maybe a little bit overpriced. I don't know. Arcade1Up is really struggling finding a way to transition from buying individual cabinets to something that's plug and play with a TV. They just don't seem to have the fit. And like I mentioned, there's other options. One that I don't think ever came to Canada, and this is probably the one I would have been the most interested with, because I definitely would have got it for my daughter, was the Disney Giant Joystick plug and play. I mean, you look at this thing playing some Disney games. Scarlett saw it on the side of the box for the Atari joystick. She wanted it, and I just couldn't access it. Look at this poor sucker with multiple giant joysticks there. You are not having a good life, brother. Moving on to the next failed Arcade1Up product, and they only get really half points on this because it's not really an Arcade1Up product that failed. It's actually still a product by Unis that was sold by Arcade1Up, if I understand this correctly, and that was the Atari Mini Pong Jr. When this came out, I think it was like $200 US originally. Price point really affected it, and it didn't do much. It just was a little tabletop that played Pong. Yeah, this one's not even available on the Arcade1Up website anymore. I'm in some kind of scam website, I think, here now, arcade1up.click. Do not go. I'm not giving them the green seal, GameGenie quality seal of approval as a verified site. I'm not doing that. Don't do that. But that's the only place I could find this ad where there's information for the Arcade1Up Mini Pong Jr. by Unis. And again, this is kind of a cheat because I don't think this was an official Arcade1Up product. I think this was a product by Unis that Arcade1Up agreed to help them sell in order to get the Pong license so they could do their other Pong stuff. Speaking of Pong, and it kills me to say this, but another dead product line, dead form factor for Arcade1Up is, in my opinion, the pub table. Now, I recently picked one of these up on clearance, and I absolutely love it. Look how happy this guy is. The Pong pub table, it looks great. It's definitely functional furniture, but I just don't think they sold enough of these in order to make more models. Again, this is a tough one because I actually have this. I bought it on clearance from the Brick. It's still there. If you haven't picked it up already, $4.99 down from $7.99. That's a great price for this, I guess, comparative to what Arcade1Up products are selling for right now, and its original price is a great price. But $4.99, you can go pick it up for yourself. I can't tell you how much fun I have with it. It's stupid, but it's so much fun, and it looks so cool. And I've talked to other Arcade1Up friends and enthusiasts about this, mostly 19K Fox, Robert Foxworth, and like he brought it up. He was like, man, I would definitely love a pub table if they put something else in there, like a Pac-Man pub table, a Galaga pub table. It definitely feels like it would have a more comfortable form factor than their cocktail or head-to-head tables, but the Pong pub table itself, regardless of how beautiful it is and how quality a product it is, it just didn't sell well, and it's one of those items that are on continuance clearance here in Canada, and I don't think we'll see another form factor, unfortunately. I'm hoping with this one I'm wrong, because I think there is a lot of opportunity for the pub table with different games, the right games, and for the people that do have the Pong table, everybody seems to love it. This is another Arcade1Up product that it kind of breaks my heart. It was going to be a one and done anyways, unless it was super successful. Maybe they could come out with different ones. I love the idea of a photo booth. Like, nothing brings me back to my childhood in the 80s, like going to the mall, even the 90s. I remember going to see Wayne's World with my girlfriend at the time, my grade 6 girlfriend, and going to the photo booth and getting our photos taken together. It was basically rite of passage. Going to the mall was going into a photo booth and getting your pictures took. And a lot of times these were directly right outside the arcades or in the arcades. It felt like part of the process. So I said, hey, what a cool feature to have in your arcade. And I guess Arcade1Up saw a cool opportunity to partner as well. So they came out with the Polaroid at-home instant photo booth. I don't know how well it sold, but I would say that it's a pretty secure bet that this is a one and done. We won't see anything else from Polaroid and Arcade1Up. Now, I don't know specifically why this failed. I'm just thinking that maybe, technology now, I mean, anybody could take out their phone at any time, take a selfie, use a selfie stick, whatever other foolishness crap you want to do, and take a picture. So the idea of an instant photograph is so far past. I watched an episode of John's Arcade recently where it's an older episode. I watch them multiple times, but they talk about how they actually have photo booths for their free play arcades that they have, like the Hangar Arcade. And they talk about it's a cool feature now, even though everybody has a phone, people still go into the photo booth, take photos of themselves, and then they take pictures of the photo and upload those to Instagram. It's some kind of neat feature or whatever. So there definitely is an appeal to this, and definitely this is such a cool idea. Like, you pay a photographer for weddings when you could basically just set one of these up at weddings. I think there's a lot of practical usage for this. I don't know why it failed. Maybe the price point. I think it was available in Canada shortly here at Best Buy. It's just too bad, but I think the Polaroid at-home photo booth, one and done. Next up is the Pac-Man 12-in-1 arcade game Projectorcade. Projectorcade overall, I don't think anybody is surprised to see this product on this list. I mean, we were pretty hard on the Projectorcade when it was first announced. We just didn't see a lot of value to it. If you watch Super Game Room Dudes, when we talked about it, Steven Ristalgia basically eviscerated it. There's so much problems with the shaky build of the cabinet and having the projector on the same thing that the panel is in. You can take the projector off and then put it to the side. Ristalgia also absolutely tore apart the quality of the projector, talking about the lumens, how it would work in a light, and I mean, the pictures that they had themselves really didn't do it any favors. It looked a little bit washed out, not as nice as you would like to see, but I mean, I don't know if these are renders or what it was, but like, basically, all the images we saw of the Projectorcade didn't do it any favors. And of course, the thing with Arcade1Up, again, is the price point is always a question when they release a new product like this. For me, the one thing I really liked about it was these decks, that the decks were going to be basically exchangeable. So you could get a Pac-Man deck that was accurate ish to the original Pac-Man arcade deck, at least accurate to the Arcade1Up Pac-Man deck. There was also going to be a Golden Tee and some other ones, and I saw a lot of value in that. I had talked about this with the plug and play, that's what they needed to do, more like an At Games Legends Gamer mini. Do Arcade1Up versions of the original control panels, then do those plug and play. I thought there was a lot of value in that, so it seemed like there was opportunity, but the Projectorcade just too expensive for what you were getting, and the quality of the projector was too low to really make this enjoyable. So the Projectorcade, unfortunately, was also a fail for Arcade1Up, and it's still available. You can buy it right now through their website directly, and I don't know. I don't know how much value is in it. I think once these are done, we won't see any more. I don't see this as a big seller, but I've also never talked to a single person that ever picked one up, so I have no idea on what the final quality was. But the Projectorcade, one and done. So the next section, we're going to be talking about Arcade1Up products that aren't dead yet, but pretty much are dead. we're calling it early here. We're calling the code early here that these products are also going to be one and dones. It's like a to be determined one and done. But anyways, this is my opinion. I think these will follow suit with the other products that we have mentioned. It's funny enough, I just finished talking about the Projectorcade, and what I liked about it was the fact that it was a control panel that you could just take, put on your lap, plug into a TV, and that was going to be as close to the arcade experience as you could get from Arcade1Up. Much better than a giant joystick, much better than a plug-and-play cheap controller. However, the problem was Arcade1Up can never do anything straightforward, so instead of just releasing a control panel that was accurate, that you could put on your lap, that made you feel like you were in the arcade, well, they had to do something strange, and instead what we got was the Couchcade, which in concept should be awesome, but in delivery, not so much. For me, I didn't like the look. Adding the wood grain and all this seemed completely unnecessary. I mean, just make the stupid control panel. Just make the stupid control panel. Why add the extra stuff? Why make it look that way? I don't know whose decision that was, but I would have just made an arcade-accurate control panel. At least they included it there, but the extra stuff, I don't love. And then the beanbag underneath, I don't know. I don't know. I just see too much opportunity for like stuff to get spilled on it or for it to get dirty, and I don't know, man. Like it looks cool, but price point again, $231. Quality of what you're getting, I don't know. This should be a $100 product, $100 US max for one of these products. If Arcade1Up can't do it at this price point, they need to walk away from some of their products, right? So the Couchcade, and there was also the Atari Couchcade, which is actually one I like a lot more. It's got that beautiful Pong art style, great button setup. We got a trackball and a spinner. Holy shit, there's so much value on that board. I would say that of the two, if I was going to buy one, it would probably be the Atari, just because the quality of the games and the differences in controls. So both these products unfortunately came out. Great idea, but missing something in implementation. And you guys all know with the Pac-Man Couchcade, P-Dubs did a video, and he summed up his thoughts pretty well at the end of his video when he took it and threw it in the trash. And that's really, really sad. I would love to see them do something more with this, but at $200 US, which I think was the price point, or $179, I can't remember. I'm getting the Canadian value here. Just a little bit too much. $100 price point, anywhere from 100 to 150 Canadian. They had a chance, but just a little bit too expensive. And I can't talk about the quality of the controls because I haven't tried it myself. But I believe the Couchcade is also going to be another one and done for Arcade1Up. Next up, and this one is specifically for my good friend, Steven Nostalgia, it's the Arcade1Up Junior cabinets, the Arcade1Up Junior Pac-Man, and of course the Arcade1Up Junior Paw Patrol. You guys all would have remembered famously on Super Game Room Dudes when these were first announced, and on the Arcade1Up Weekly with Console Kits and Retro Ralph, they call them the Babycades. That name kind of stuck. But you remember on Super Game Room Dudes, Nostalgia was so friggin' sure that these were going to be a massive success, and we were all questioning, one, who would want this, where they are baby versions, especially the Pac-Man one, where it didn't look anything like a real arcade. It was just this baby toy thing. Would it pull at the nostalgia strings? How well would it do? Is that a Suzo Hap control stick? Obviously not. And then with Paw Patrol was interesting because, as we know, there was never a Paw Patrol arcade game. So did they use some already existing like mobile games? Were Arcade1Up making their own arcade games to go with it? It was interesting. It was interesting they were going in this direction. It's unfortunate that it failed. I think the biggest killer for this was the price point. I think if they could have put these out there for about $100, these might have been successful. I mean, $100 US, $150 Canadian. My daughter, and especially my son now, would probably have the Pac-Man one in their room as we speak. But unfortunately, at the high price point, I mean, $358, and it wasn't a sell. It was just too much money. The pandemic killed this one. I think it would have had small interest anyways. It would have been a niche interest from Arcade1Up fan base and from parents and grandparents. There might have been some interest, but at the price point, it just killed it. However, if you are in Canada and you are interested in picking up an Arcade1Up Junior Pac-Man cabinet or Paw Patrol, head on over to the Brick. They're doing pre-orders right now. Oh my god, it's actually available now. And this sale's gonna end Thursday, June 9th, so you've got a limited time left to pick it up. They're currently on sale for $199.95, which is closer to what I think the original intended purchase price would be. So if you are interested in picking this up at a somewhat discounted price, $199.95, head on over right now to the Brick and place your order. You can get the Junior Pac-Man or Junior Paw Patrol cabinet. Time is running out. Here's one that actually breaks my heart. I don't know where this stands. I don't know how well it's doing. I know they're coming out with new games. They're supporting it. But the Infinity Game Table, this is something that has tugged on my heartstrings. I wanted to buy one, but I just can't justify it at the price point. There was one here used. I offered the woman $400 Canadian, and she told me dead no. It's too bad. I would have bought it for that price, and I think I could have had some fun. That was the 24-inch one, the smaller one. The 32-inch one at $1,000 here in Canada. Just I have to balk at it. I would love to get it, but I just can't bring myself to pick it up. It's sad, too, because the introduction video with Scott Bacharach himself, like how excited he is about this new product line, what they were releasing. I mean, you saw it, and he had the same energy that Zhang emits from iArcade. You wanted to support him. You were like, yeah, Scott, I'm going to friggin' buy one of these, too. Yeah, this is so cool, Infinity Game Table. And a lot of my YouTube friends have got one. P-Dub's got one. He doesn't play it very much. B-Kong famously shared a picture there the other day of his Founders Edition one that's basically collecting dust with a cloth over it, holding up stuff in his house. He never uses it. It's a damn shame. It's a very cool idea, but this is another product, an Arcade1Up product that Nostalgia absolutely eviscerated on Super Game Room Dudes and is eviscerated at every point. It's a product that was a dead product from other companies. Arcade1Up took the ball and ran with it, released their own version. There is some question on how long the product will be viable, according to Nostalgia. Like, this stuff gets outdated pretty quick. I'm hoping I'm wrong on this one. Of all the ones here, I'm hoping I'm wrong on Infinity Game Tables. Definitely one. I still want to pick one up. I'm not going to lie to you. I still want to get one. And hopefully this is a evergreen product, and Arcade1Up keep making these. It's not one and done. They keep supporting them. Time will tell on this one. And the last one I want to talk about, and this is really bad. I feel terrible about doing this, but I'm calling DOA dead on arrival on this one. So this one's dead before it even comes out, and that's the Arcade1Up Collectorcades. Yeah, I do. I feel really, really bad about this, but like I don't see a market for this product. I don't know what they're doing here. I don't know who's in charge, and I'm very sorry. I would love to see Arcade1Up do something along these lines. I think that Arcade1Up, with their breadth of licenses, their ability to get in stores, and what they do, they have an opportunity to completely compete in that replica market, going up against Quarter Arcade, going up against Replicade. They can do some really cool stuff, but again, I mean, this isn't it, Chief. This ain't it. I mean, you look at it, people want to get replications of original arcade cabinets with accurate art, accurate qualities of the cabinet. Like, they basically want one-for-one replications in just the difference in size. And Arcade1Up's like, hey, we got what you want. We're going to give you replica Arcade1Up cabinets. And I don't think anybody wanted that. They don't want like little tiny cabinets with game titles on the front. And what kills this more than anything else is the fact that the games on the cabinet themselves won't be arcade ROMs. They're going to be console ROMs, which I just find fascinating. I am truly baffled by this product, and I will be fascinated if I'm wrong on this. I'm calling it now. This one's DOA. It's not going to take off. This is something that you're going to find in the Dollar General eventually, them trying to clearance them off, much like their plug-and-play consoles. Completely missed the mark on the Collectorcade, and that sucks because with the right time, the right thought, and the right execution, I think this could have been an amazing product from Arcade1Up. Hopefully, where I'm wrong on this one, like I have been in other ones, Arcade1Up's come out with one iteration, like the original Countercades, that aren't so good, and then they come back with the second generation and blow everybody's mind away. So hopefully, the first run of Collectorcades, because I do have hope in this product, if it is a failure, Arcade1Up doesn't give up on the product. They take some of the critical feedback that the community's provided, and they come out with the product we know they can make. So again, guys, this video is just for fun, taking a look at Arcade1Up's products throughout history, the ones that were the one-offs, the ones that, we're not used to, the 3/4 scale arcades, the XL, the Pros, the Countercades, Partycades, head-to-head cabinets. They all seem pretty secure, pretty much on brand for what we would be getting. But Arcade1Up, when they go outside that box and try to come up with something new to bring in different segments of the audience, different segments of retailers, it just seems like they do some weird shit that misses the mark, and it's just fun to look back on this and ask the question, was it a good product, was it a bad product, and why did it fail, and will it come out again? Anyways, guys, let me know in the comment of the items that I listed here. Do you think there's a chance any of these aren't dead and Arcade1Up will come out with new versions of these products? Are these product lines still alive, or can they be resurrected? Or do you think some of the ones that I mentioned later on that are predictable, like the Infinity Game Table and the Collectorcade, I'm dead wrong on, then these are going to be successes? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll talk to you next time.